180 square unit. Okay.
Yeah.
So the length is given, but the breadth is not given here, right?
Yeah.
So you know a formula that area is equal to length into breadth for a rectangle. For a rectangle, area is
Yeah.
given as 180 and length is given as 15 into
That's
breadth.
given.
We divide it on the right side.
Yeah.
So
Divided.
breadth will be equal to
I
12.
noted that.
You know it now, good. So the
Yeah.
breadth is equal to 12 feet. In the similar manner, you will try to find other questions also. Okay now?
Yeah.
But there is some interesting concepts. If you find it difficult, we'll be doing that in the next class. Okay. One second, let me see. Do we have another class on the same link or different one? One second, please. So, one second, 6:30. Yeah, we'll be continuing another class on the same link. Okay, now?
Yeah.
So let's just start it. Okay, so that's the chapter name, right?
India at the Bharat.
India, that is Bharat. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. So in the chapter India, that is Bharat, we are going to be learning about important concepts. Okay, like India is known by different names, right?
Yeah.
India is known by different names. The official name is like Bharat. Okay, it has several names. The official name is Bharat. Earlier, like it was called as Hindustan also. Right now, it has been called as Aryavart also. It has been called as Jambu Dvipa also. Right now, it is called as
Yeah.
Jambu Dweep, and it is known by several names. Getting it? So throughout the course of history, we see that the India's identity has been changing. Getting it? Na?
Yeah.
So we will learn about that. We will learn about how Indians named India, how this name India came into use today, how the foreigners, different foreigners came to India, Arab merchants came to India, right now. Arab people, they
Yeah.
also came to India for the purpose of trade. So how did they call India? Like they used to call India as Hind. They used to call India as Hind, Hind,
Yeah.
Hind, right now. So we'll be learning about that, how Ashoka named India. Hmm? We'll be learning about some India's ancient names. So these are the topics we're going to be learning in the chapter. That is India, that is Bharat. Okay. Also, like there's India, that is Bharat. Now, it's also a phrase from our constitution. Do you know there's a rule book which governs India called as Constitution?
Yeah.
You have heard about Constitution, right? Samvidhan. In Hindi, we call that as Samvidhan. Getting
No.
it? You don't know about that. Okay. Anyways. Okay. See. So I was saying that the chapter India, that is Bharat. In this, we basically get to know about the historical origin of India's name, right? Like how did India got its name? Okay. And how
Yeah.
it has been referred to over time in the ancient text and like in the different civilizations of the world, how India was known as. Okay.
Yeah.
This chapter talks about the Indian and the foreign influence in shaping the identity of India, meaning that like in the different books, for example, Rig Veda, in Mahabharata, right now India was known by different names, right? Then
Yeah.
India was visited by many visitors. Many foreign people came to India, like Persians came to India, Chinese people came to India, Chinese travelers came to India, Greek people came to India. Getting it? So India has been known by various names throughout its long history, right? And the
Yeah.
names by which India has been known throughout this long history, it basically tells us about the culture of India, right? It tells
Okay.
us about the various historical events that has happened in India. Getting it? No?
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. So India, as we know today, right? is a modern nation with clear borders and a large population, right? However, like 500, 2000, or even 5000 years ago, India was very different from what we see today. It was
Yeah.
known by various names. It was back in the day, it was known by different names, and its boundary kept on shifting, meaning that
Yeah.
as the rulers kept changing, so the boundary of India also kept changing. Some of the rulers fought more number of wars, and they they acquired more areas. Right now they had a control over larger area, while the weak rulers, they were not expanding the size of the India, they were not fighting more wars, so they had less area under their control. So the size
Yeah.
of India has also been changing, right?
Yeah.
So what we see that India has quite rich history. Rich history means that there have been lots of rulers in India. So many kings were there, right now. So we get to study about the history of the king. We get to study about the culture of India. We get to study about the in the ancient India. We get to know about so many customs, so many traditions were uh, practiced by people. So we get to know about that. We also get to
Yeah.
know about the rich history of India from the travelers' stories, also from the old books, also. So that tells us about India's fascinating journey through time. India's journey through time has been very interesting. It has been very fascinating. Like fascinating
Yeah.
means like it will keep you engaged. You will find it very interesting to know. Getting it? Like some of the stories about India you would have learned from your grandmothers or from your parents or from some of your friends, right?
Yeah.
Do you know of some very interesting historical facts about India, like if you were to go back to 5000 or 2000 years ago?
Yeah.
Do you know of such like any important fact about India?
Yeah.
Uh,
India's
uh, you know,
what?
I'm saying that, do you know any interesting historical fact about India? Like if you were to go back like 2000 years ago, right? Roughly
Yeah.
2000 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
India's oldest one.
how exactly India has the world's earliest civilization, that is Indus Valley civilization was there in India,
Yeah.
right? Okay, na?
Yeah.
Also, India had the world's earliest urban sanitation system also. Getting it?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Indus Valley civilization has well developed roads. It has well developed drains. Getting it?
Yeah.
So that is the thing. Okay. Also, it is said that the first republic might have been in India. Getting it?
Yeah. First.
Okay. Assembly. Also, India also, like in the Harappan system, in the Harappan civilization, or basically to keep it simple, I will call that as simply Indus Valley. Have you heard about Indus Valley civilization?
Yeah.
You have. That's good to know. Basically, it was a civilization found roughly around 2500 years ago. Okay, no, or like slightly more than that. So they used to have a modern urban system. They used to have standard weights and measurement system. Getting it
Yeah.
now? Cities
Yeah.
were built at perfectly right angles. Like the cities now, they were built perfectly at right angles. For example, this is the layout plan of a city, suppose. So that is the drain, suppose, that's flowing through the city. You see how the drains are built as 90-degree angles? Getting it?
Yeah.
And say that these are the houses made up of bricks, made up of clay, like that.
Yeah.
So all of that, you see, they are made at perfect right angles. So it shows us that the people of the Indus Valley civilization, they had knowledge of geometry. No,
Yeah. Geometry.
they had knowledge of geometry actually,
Yeah.
right? So we know about that. Okay, then we also get to know that like India was the first region in the world to grow and weave cotton. India
Yeah.
was the first region in the world to grow cotton and make clothes out of it. Isn't that
Yeah.
some interesting fact? So we should be proud of the culture of India also, right now. Getting it? Then we also find out that in India has evidence of domestication of elephants also. Like four,
Yeah.
5,000 years ago, we see that large number of elephants, large number of horses were domesticated in India.
Yeah.
Then the concept of zero was also given by India only. Who gave the concept of zero? Do you know? The zero that you study in mathematics today was actually given by Aryabhat, right now?
Yeah.
Getting it? Okay. So there's so much of contribution of India, right? So India is, because of these reasons, India is said to have a rich history. Okay. Meaning that if you try to study about history of India, so there are so many things to learn. It's not like an empty page. It's not like an empty book. There's so many topics, so many stories to learn about. Okay.
Yeah.
Talking about how Indians named India. How Indians named India. So let us learn about the story behind that. Okay. See, you would have heard about Rig Veda. Rig Veda is one of India's oldest and most sacred text. In the Hindu religion, okay, Rig Veda is one of the oldest book and the sacred book. Okay.
Yeah.
Thereby, this Rig Veda talks about the northwest part of India as Sapt Sindhava. It talks about northwest part of India. See, this is the northwest part of India.
Yeah. Okay.
Do, do you spot this part here? Like this right here is, see, this right over here is the northwest part of India. Like if this is India now, one second. Suppose that is India. Okay, now. So this much part of India, we call it as northwest. Do you get
Yeah.
it, Sai?
Yeah.
Okay, now
North.
that is the northwest part of India. Okay, so in the Rig Veda, this northwest part of India has been called as Sapt Sindhava. You see, it is called as Sapt Sindhava. Getting it?
Sun in the
So the
Yeah.
northwest region of Indian subcontinent has been called as Sapt Sindhava, and it means land of the seven rivers. Land of the seven rivers. Sapt means seven, right?
Yeah.
Sapt here means seven. Okay, no? The word Sindhava, it comes from the word Sindhu, a term used for the Indus River or sometimes for rivers in general. See, back in the day, na, the Indus River was called a Sindhu River. You know
Yeah.
about Indus River? Look into the map here. So you will find that Indus River is shown here. You see this river? That is River Indus. Can you see it properly?
Yeah. A river industrial.
River Indus here, no? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And further, you will see that there are some other rivers also. See,
Yeah.
River Jhelum, River Chenab, River Ravi,
River.
Satluj, Bias. Okay. Earlier, Saraswati was also there, but Saraswati is no longer there. It has disappeared, right? Because of various reasons. Okay, na Saraswati is no longer there. So basically, how many rivers are there? Like we are saying, one, Satluj,
Two.
Bias, two, three, four, five, this
Five.
six,
Six.
and Saraswati also, right? When Saraswati used to be there, okay, a few hundred years ago, right now. So this entire land has how many rivers in it? Seven rivers now, right?
Yeah.
So this part over here, where these seven rivers flows, today Saraswati is no longer there. So that is called a Sapt Sindhava, right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is an early mention of this region. So this early name tells us about how the region was identified thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
Got it? Okay. I hope you are able to relate with what I'm saying and you're understanding it properly.
Yeah.
Okay, no? Good. One second. Hmm. Then you would have heard about Mahabharata also, right? Okay, no? You would have heard about Mahabharata also, right? It's India's famous epic book. Mahabharata is India's famous epic book. Okay. And what does Mahabharata contain? This Mahabharata basically tells us about the war, no, like Kurukshetra war, right? It
Yeah.
tells us about the war between Kauravas and the Pandavas. Have you heard about it or not, Sai?
No.
You haven't heard about it. Okay. So it tells us about, it's basically a book about war between Kauravas and Pandavas. Okay. So this war basically happened in India. Right now, it narrates the events about this war between the two princely cousins. Like these were the groups of princely cousins. Kauravas, they were princes, and Pandavas were also princes. They were cousins actually, but they had a big fight between them. Right now, okay. So Mahabharata is one of the important epic from India, right? It's
Yeah.
a important epic of the Hinduism religion. Okay, right. Also, like it's a debative topic of debate. Also, like what happened, the actual events that happened. Okay, it's a topic of debate also. And this book, Mahabharata, no, the author of the book, like the one who wrote this book, is Maharishi Vedvyasa. Maharishi
Yes.
Vedvyasa wrote this book actually. Okay, now let's get back to the important topic here, which I'm trying to tell you. So, in this famous epic book that is Mahabharata, several regions of India has been named. Like today, what we call as Kashmir, in this it is called as Kashmira. Kashmira, getting it?
Yeah.
Today you know about Haryana, but in this it is called as Kurukshetra. Getting it? Then
Yeah.
different parts of Bengal was called as Vanga. Right now, Vanga.
Yeah.
Assam that you know today about, it is called as Prag Jyotisha. It is called as Prag Jyotisha. Kerala, sorry, Kerala was also quite named as Kerala, was also called as Kerala only. Getting it?
Yeah.
Okay. Na? And the Kutcha is today's Kutch region. Kutcha is today's Kutch
But
region. So now the question is that what is this Kutch region? So Kutch, basically, Kutch is a region in Gujarat. Okay, na?
yeah.
Kutch is basically it's a name of a region in the state of Gujarat. Getting it? Where
Yeah.
basically we get to see like it has quite a good culture. Like there's a diverse culture of the Kutch. Th- Let me
Yeah.
show you the diagram once again. See that is okay. I've just drawn a part of Gujarat. Which state is this? That is
But
Gujarat. Gujarat. I'm saying.
yeah.
Okay, and that is Gujarat. So in Gujarat, you are having Kutch. Okay. Further, you can see there are two parts in it. This part here is what we call as Kutch, Kutch. So this Kutch was earlier known as Kutcha, Kachcha. So in Mahabharata, this has been named as Kutch.
Yeah.
Understanding it now? Okay,
Yeah.
no? Uh,
Understand.
and in some books, this place has been called as Saurashtra. What is it called as?
Saura.
Saurashtra. Saurashtra, like that.
Yeah.
Okay, now hope you're able to understand these things.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hmm. Further, let's get to know about the names like Bharatvarsha and Jambudvipa also. So the Mahabharata also tells us about these two important terms, that is Bharatvarsha and Jambudvipa. The word Bharatvarsha here, listen carefully, it means the land of the Bharatas. What does it mean? It means land of the
But
Bharatas. Okay, now this term refers to the entire subcontinent. It means the country of the Bharatas, the land of the Bharatas. Getting it? So the question here
yeah.
is that who were the Bharatas? Like, is this saying land of the Bharatas? So who were the Bharatas here? Getting it now?
Yeah.
So Bharatas here were basically an ancient tribe. Tribal people, you understand? Na? The people who used to live in jungles, in forest, right now. So sorry, Bharatas. it refers to an ancient tribe, a very old tribe, okay, no, living in parts of India, in parts of India, okay.
Yeah.
And where is it mentioned? So the word Bharatas is actually mentioned in Rig Veda. Okay, Sai. It is
Yeah.
actually mentioned in Rig Veda. Okay, so the word Bharatavarsha means the land of the Bharatas, and who were the Bharatas? So the word Bharatas, it comes from the book Rig Veda, right? And Bharata, they were the main tribe. Okay, it was a tribe of a great king whose name was Bharata. What am I saying?
Okay.
Bharata, it was a name of the ancient tribe of the king whose name was actually Bharata. So the
Yeah.
tribe also came to be known as Bharata. Understanding it? So
Yeah.
it refers to
And
one of the important tribe of a great king named Bharata.
yeah.
Okay, so that is the thing. So the
And the
name Bharat,
Bharat is known as the part of the India. Yeah.
Bharata. Repeat again, please.
Yeah. Bharata is known as part of India.
No, it's not known as part of India, but Bharata, like earlier, India was known as Bharata. Getting it?
Yeah. India is known as Bharata.
India is known as Bharat also. Bharata
Yeah.
is the name of the tribe, and from this Bharata, the word Bharata Varsha is mentioned there in the Ramayana. Getting it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So here you can find like in the Bharata, no, like there were different tribes actually. Sindhu, Gandhara, Saurashtra. Like these are the name of the different places actually, right?
Yeah.
So they were named as Sindhu, Gandhara, Saurashtra, Kuru, Panchala, Kosala, Magadha, Pragyotisha, Kalinga, Andhra, Karnata, Chera, Pandya, Chola, Sinhala. So you can see these numbers here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, right?
Yeah.
So these were the names of these different places many, many years ago. Understanding it?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is Bharatavarsha. Okay. Now later, literature mentions several kings named as Bharata also. So like in the books also we find the mentioning of this king named as Bharata. Rigveda also mentions about that there used to be a king by the name of Bharata whose tribe came to be known as Bharatas. Okay. There are other books also which talks about the king Bharata. Okay, no?
Yeah.
So this is about the name Bharatavarsha. Okay. So we had this question that when did the Indian subcontinent get a name? So this is a tricky question because ancient texts are hard to date. Whatever ancient text we have found, very old books we have found, it is very difficult to understand and find out like when that book was exactly written. But
Yeah.
however, in the Mahabharata, we come across two different terms, that is Bharatavarsha and Jambudvipa. Just now we have learned about Bharatavarsha, that it's the term that refers to the entire Indian subcontinent. It refers to the entire Indian subcontinent that we see. Okay. And then there's Jambudvipa also, right? Okay. And about Bharatavarsha, one more thing we have discussed, like it is mentioned in Rigveda also. Then talking about Jambudvipa. So this term means the island of the jamun tree fruit. Jamun tree, do you understand?
What? Yeah. No.
Jamun tree. Huh?
No.
Not getting it. See, jamun is basically it's Java plum. It's basically a kind of berry. It's like purple in color, black or purple in color.
Yeah. 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 I understand. I understand.
Understand that? No? It's a good
Yeah.
source of vitamin C and it helps to build your immune system and gives you
Yeah.
vitamin A also, right? So that is jamun.
Yeah.
Okay. Like we can call this as basically you can call this as Java plum, right? Jamun is the
Yeah.
local name, but its proper name is Java
Jam.
plum. Java plum in English, it is called like that. So you're saying
Yeah,
that the term means the island of the jamun tree. The jamun tree, also called as the jambul tree or Malabar plum tree, is native to India, like it is found in India. Over time, Jambu Dwipa came to represent the Indian subcontinent, meaning that this particular tree is found to be growing in India only. Right? It describes the Indian subcontinent as a like this term Jambu Dwipa describes Indian as a large piece of land where it is surrounded by water. Right? It has got lots of jamun tree growing in it, and it was used in historical inscriptions by different emperors also. Like
yeah,
Ashoka also have used this term Jambudvipa. Getting it? So a big
yeah,
clue, a big clue about the use of Jambudvipa comes from Emperor Ashoka, who ruled India around 250 BCE. Getting it?
yeah. Jambu Triba is means of island of Jammu trees, like.
Tree. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So it was used by him also. Okay, no?
Yeah.
Getting it? Ashoka left many inscriptions, and in one of them, he used Jambu Dwipa to describe the whole of India. The whole of India that you see today. So, in order to describe this India, he used the term Jambu Dwipa. And during his time, this included areas that are, but it was slightly different than India, than what we see the border of India today. Today, the border of India is different now. Pakistan,
Yeah.
like before, like few years ago, for example, like 75 years ago, what we see that like Pakistan was part of India, right?
Yeah.
You even go back uh, beyond that, so you will find that even Bangladesh was also part of India right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you go back few centuries earlier, so you will find that
Yeah.
Afghanistan was also part of India, right? So during the time of Ashoka, the map of India was quite different actually, right? It contains so many places in it. So what
Yeah.
we find
Like Pakistan.
exactly, Pakistan was part of India, Bangladesh
Yeah.
was part of India, even Afghanistan was part of
Afghanistan
India.
is part of India.
Huh?
Yeah. I
So
understand.
Jambu, good no? So Jambu Dweep that Ashoka is using here, it used to represent not only the whole of India that we see today, but it used to include the areas that are now Bangladesh, Pakistan, and parts of Afghanistan also. Okay, now hope that much you've understood. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. Now before continuing further, I'll be asking some questions to you. Okay. So you answer to me. What is the meaning of the word Sapta Sindhu?
What?
Sapt Sindhava, I mean to say. What does the word Sapt Sindhava mean?
Yeah. The Sapta is seven. The Sindhura is a river like sun name like
Mm-hmm.
Hindus river, Ravi river. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lakshmi.
So
Yeah.
basically, it
Like.
is called as land of the seven rivers.
Yeah.
Getting it? Land of the seven rivers.
So,
Okay. Hmm. Okay, I will ask some simple question. So in Mahabharata, in Mahabharat, Kashmir that we call as today was known by which name? Kashmir was mentioned as what? It's simple one, so I have given this one only. Tell me.
yeah. That's, uh, I don't know.
It was known as Kashmira, no? Kashmira. Kashmira. Okay, I asked this one because it was simple actually. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, anyways. Now you tell me in which epic in which epic book terms like Bharatavarsha and Jambu Dweepa were mentioned. Tell me.
Yeah, Mahabharata.
In Mahabharata. Very good. Okay. Also, do you know who wrote Mahabharata? Mahabharata was written by whom?
Where's to, yeah, starting from V. We and I don't know.
Mm-hmm. It was
We
written by Maharishi Ved Vyas. Okay, na?
Maharishi. Yeah.
Ved
What?
Vyas. Maharishi.
Maharishi Ved Vyas. Okay.
Maharishi Ved Vyas wrote this. Okay, and Mahabharata was basically an epic about the
Maha.
war between Kauravas and Pandavas.
Yeah. Kavas and Pandavas.
Kauravas and Pandavas. Good. Okay. Further, we get to know about India from books like the Vishnu Purana also. So later in the book, the Vishnu Purana, the Vishnu
Puran.
Purana, okay, it was also an important book. So here in this book, India was also referred to as Bharata, right now.
Yeah.
But this book defines India in a different manner. It says that it defines Bharata as the country lying north of the ocean and south of the snowy mountains. It basically
Yeah.
tells us a clear reference to India's geographical location, the geographical boundary between the Himalayas and the Indian Ocean. Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes. It's
That,
in the.
hmm. So I think I can get some image of Vishnu Purana book here. One second. See, that is Vishnu Purana. Okay, na? This book
Yeah.
is Vishnu Purana. Okay. Now in the book Vishnu Purana, as I was saying you, see that's the book. It's a Sanskrit book and like it is available in English and in some other languages also. So take a look at India location. Okay, take a look at the India's location here. So this right here is a physical map of India, right?
Yeah.
You can clearly see that the upper part here is the Himalaya, right? And this one right here is the Indian Ocean, right? That is the Indian Ocean, no?
Yeah. That's what I'm.
Right below India, we are having Indian Ocean, okay? And this right here is the Himalaya, right?
Yeah. Himalaya.
From Kashmir till Arunachal Pradesh, it is spread right almost. So that
Yeah.
is the Himalayas, okay? And for this, we can say that it's basically a snowy place, snowy mountain. We can say that, right?
Yeah.
There are snowy
Yes.
mountains in the Himalayas. Okay. So the Vishnu Purana basically refers Bharata as a country lying north of the ocean. North, like you go up. North means you go up, right? So it
Yeah.
defines Bharata as a country lying between the north of the ocean and south of the snowy mountains. So when you go
Yeah.
south of the snowy mountains, you are going downwards here. No? South means down here. So
Yeah.
it is basically referred to this much of area here. One second, this much of area. Okay. So also we will include some parts of Afghanistan and Pakistan also if you were to talk about this
Yeah.
Vishnu Purana book here because back in the day those countries were also part of India actually.
Yeah. It's all and we shadow.
Exactly like that. Okay. So book, this book, uh, this book refers India as Bharata. It is not Bharat, it is Bharata. Okay, no? Then it basically defines Bharata as follows. So it defines Bharata as a country lying north of the ocean, right side?
Yeah.
North of the ocean
Ocean.
and south of what? Of
South
the
of Himalaya.
snowy
Himalayas mountain. Yeah.
mountains, that is the Himalayas, no?
Yeah.
Have you have you ever climbed a mountain?
Yeah.
You have
Himalaya.
climbed.
No.
Oh, no. Okay, okay. So these were some of the important historical books which mentions India by different names. Okay. Now let us get to know about how the foreigners named India. Right now, in
Yeah.
historical book we find out that so many famous foreigners came to India? Like people used to came for the purpose of trade also, right now. Back in the
True.
day, India, when India's early civilization was there, so there was trade with the Mesopotamian civilization also, right? India used to had trade with the Egypt. You have heard about Egypt, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Huh? So Egypt had the Mesopotamian civilization, right now. So the people of
yeah,
Indus Valley civilization, they used to have a trade and cultural exchange. Like they used to trade, they used to buy something from the people of Egypt, and we also used to sell something to them, like that. Okay, these were two different civilizations. Also, we used to have trade with China also. Hmm.
yeah,
Historical evidences shows that we used to have trade with China also back in the day, right? Okay, today also we have trade with China, although it keeps on changing. There are some limitations also. Anyways, right. So for many many years, India and China also had so many. They had trade. Okay, like the books like Arthashastra mentions that Chinese silk was purchased by the Indians. Chinese silk dress was popular here in India. Getting it
yeah,
now, like that. So
yeah.
trade route used to
The
exist.
Chinese side the book was known as manga.
Manga. Yeah,
Yeah,
good, good. Okay. So throughout history, so many famous travelers have also visited India, and they have referred India with different names. Okay, no? Like they came to India, okay, they usually used to wander from one place to another, right now. They used to
yeah,
wander from one place to another. Some of them named India as Indos, some of them named India as, they use terms like Bharata, right now. Some of them,
yeah,
like Persians, call India as Hindustan. Hmm?
yeah. You
They
know,
use call in India's Hindustan. Then like Chinese travelers like Fa Hien came to India, right?
yeah,
Huan Sung was also a Chinese traveler. He also came. Ibn Battuta also came to India. Ibn Battuta, right?
yeah,
He has also spent a long time in India. Then
yeah,
Marco Polo also came to India, right?
yeah,
Getting it? He was an Italian merchant actually. Understanding it now.
yeah,
So the topic here is how foreigners named India. How foreigners named India. So foreign travelers and rulers, they refer to India by different names over time. And those names are closely tied to India's history of trade, India's history of cultural exchange with those travelers, with the country from where they came, and the conquest between India and other countries. Like also, like India used to have war with other countries also, right? We used to fight so much of war with other countries also, right? So first, let's get to know about the Persians, right? Persians. Okay. Now the question is like, who were the Persians, right? When we say Persians, so who were they, right? So Persia, basically, today, about the country Iran, right now.
yeah, Iran.
Iran's old name was Persia. What was it? It is Persia.
That's
Old name of Iran is Persia, right now. So a person who used to come from Iran or Persia was named as Persian. We used to call them
yeah,
as Persian because they came from Persia, right? So Persians were among the first foreigners to mention about India, right? They were
yeah,
about the first to mention the word, mention about India. And what word they used? They adopted the word Sindhu. They adopted the word Sindhu. So Sindhu here basically is being referred to as Indus River.
yeah,
Okay. So they used Sind they used the word Sindhu to mention India. Okay. But as time passed, they changed it. They modified it to Hind, right? They
yeah,
modified. Later, they modified the same Sindhu word to, some of them used to call it like Hind, some of them would be calling Hindu, right now, right?
yeah,
Hindu, like that. Why so? Because of their language differences. Like different Persians have different languages actually. Not all of them used to speak pure Persian, understanding it. If there are
yeah,
four people coming from Persia, all of them would be having slightly different language. Just
yeah,
like here in India, everyone has a slightly different language now, right?
yeah.
You would be like, suppose your tongue is, what's your mother tongue? That is Tamil, I believe,
Tamil. Yeah,
right? Tamil. My mother tongue is Urdu, right?
mm,
So everyone's mother tongue is different, but we all are from India, right? So just like that, different people who used to came from Persia, they used to call Sindhu by different names. Some of them used to call it as Hind, some of them you'd be calling as Hindu, right? Now some of them would be calling us Hindu, like that, because of their difference in language. And these terms were actually geographical in nature, because it used to refer to the land. It used to refer to the land around the Indus River. Initially, it did not used to refer to the Hindu religion. Today, the Hindu religion
yeah,
came to know by came to be known so, but earlier, this, like, this is the Indus River over here, the one I'm trying to show over here. Understanding it now?
yeah, understand.
So the area that is beyond this river, the area that is
Mhm.
beyond
In this
this
river,
in this river, that is called as Hind,
in
Hindu, or Sindhu, right now. So initially, one more thing I've write here. These terms, which terms am I talking about? I'm talking about Hind or Hindu here. So these terms were geographical in nature. Okay, geographical in nature. Later on, it came to be associated with the Hindu religion. Okay, and not related to the Hindu religion. Okay, so Persians were the first to refer to India. Then came
yeah,
the Greeks. After them came the Greeks. Okay, so when we say Greeks, who are we referring to? Huh? Have you heard
yeah,
about Alexander?
yeah,
You have heard about Alexander, right?
yeah,
We say like Alexander the Great. Hmm? So
yeah,
Greeks basically refers to a place that was there in Greece. Today, the word that we use is Greece actually. Getting it?
yeah.
So the modern day word is Greece, just like the modern day word for Persia is what?
Police.
Iran. Iran, I'm saying. For Persia, the modern day word is Iran. Na? So today, Greeks basically like is Greece similarly. Okay, we call that as Greece. Okay, sorry. So you're saying that after the Persians, the ancient Greeks, who were like whose ruler was Alexander the Great, he came in contact with India also. Right?
Yeah,
He came in contact with India also. But the question is, did Alexander directly came to India? Hmm? So
uh,
Alexander came to India, but rather he came to the northwest part of the India. Getting it?
yeah,
Like he conquered some parts of Afghanistan and Pakistan. Then he has conquered part of Iran and Iraq also. Right? He crossed the Indus River with his army also. Right?
yeah,
He fought war with the local rulers. Like there was a local ruler living in this region called as Porus. His name was Porus. So he had a fight with Porus also, right now? Getting it?
yeah,
Okay. But later on, what happened? His army and along with him, they were forced to turn back. Right now, later on, they exited from India. Getting it? But he basically had some contact with India. He came close to India. He entered some part of India. Getting it now?
yeah,
Like after
yeah,
19-20 months, what happened? His troops refused to go further because they were exhausted, right? And at that time, the time when Alexander came in India, na, you know who used to rule India at that time? There was this powerful
some,
Nanda dynasty in India. Understanding it? Nanda
yeah,
dynasty was there in India. So they were afraid of this powerful Nanda dynasty. So that forced their troops, their soldiers, and Alexander to turn back. Otherwise, if this Nanda dynasty was not there, India might have been conquered by Alexander because they were also powerful. Getting it now?
yeah.
So how did Alexander mention? How did he explain about India? How did he mention India? So the Greeks, they call the region as Indoi or Indike. They call this
Hindu,
call The word is Indoi, Indoi, Indoi,
Hindu,
or they call this as Indike.
yeah,
Indoi or Indike were the words used by them. Okay, no? Basically, they were derived from the Persian word Hindu. They were derived
yeah.
from the Persian word
Hindu,
Hindu. Keep in mind the word Hindu is the Persian word actually, right?
yeah,
No?
person,
Basically, what they did now, like they dropped the H as it did not existed in their language. The
yeah,
H is did not used to exist in their language. So basically they dropped it and without H they used to read it. So Indu,
yeah,
Indoi like that, Indoi or Indike. They used to came with these two words. Hope you're
yeah,
understanding that. Okay.
yeah,
So after the Persians, after the Persians, the Greeks led by Alexander, Alexander the Great. Okay. Basically in the year 326
yeah.
in 326 before common era, that is BCE, okay, came in contact with India,
Yeah,
came into
contact with jail.
contact with India. Okay. So what I had told you moments ago, that say that these are parts like suppose that is Afghanistan, okay, that is Afghanistan, that is Pakistan, and here starts our beautiful India, right?
Yeah,
You can say that that is India. So what I'm trying to say is that he conquered parts of Afghanistan. Okay, he conquered parts of Pakistan, and he crossed with his troops beyond this Indus River also, right? That
yeah,
is Indus River. So with his troops, he crossed the Indus River also, right?
yeah,
And there was this ruler. There was a local ruler of India named as Porus, Porus, Porus. So he had a fight with him also. Porus lost initially, right? Initially he lost, right? So they fought a major war with King Porus between the Jhelum and Chenab rivers. Like they were some river Jhelum and Chenab river. So there a fight was there between the Alexander's army and Porus. Then after 19 months, they were forced to return back. Actually, their army was forced to return back to where they came from. Getting it? Why? Because they had this fear that the powerful Nanda dynasty would actually defeat them. Okay. So that was the small history about the Greeks and Alexander in India. All right.
yeah,
Which I told you moments ago. Okay. Further, I say that they called India as Indoi or Indike. Indoi or Indike were
mm,
the words used by them. Why? Because like they were derived from Persian Hindu. From the Persian word, sorry, from Persian Hindu. And what they did, like they dropped H here. They dropped the letter H from it and used to read it without H. I hope that is also clear to you. Okay. So we did learn about the Persians and we learned about the Greeks. Okay. So you tell me, what was the word with which Persians mention India as? Like, what was the uh
Hindus,
that
Hindu,
is? Mhm.
Hindu, Hindu.
Huh? They call India as Hindu. They call India as Hind also, or they also adapted the word Sindhu initially, right?
Yes, Hindu.
Initially, they named India Sindhu, but later they modified it to Hindu or Hind. Why? Because the different Persians speak quite different language than one another. Okay, now.
Yeah.
Okay, what were the words that the Greeks used to mention India as?
Hindu or Hindu.
Repeat again.
Hindu or Greek. Greek,
Greeks.
yeah.
Greeks. I'm saying no.
Indoi or
Uh,
Indica.
Indoi and Indike. Very good.
Yeah.
Indoi and Indike. Okay, now. Good. After this, Chinese travelers also came to India, right? They also had good interaction with India. Okay, now via the
Yeah.
trade they had a good interaction actually, right? And also Buddhism, like they had a uh, good interaction with India because of trade and because of the Buddhism religion, right? You know about Buddhism, right? You have heard about
Yeah.
Buddhism, right? It's one of the religion. Getting it now?
Yeah.
So India and China had basically trade because of silk also, right? China was popular for silk. So for almost 2000 years, right, the trade between India and China existed because of uh, like it was particularly because of a spread of Buddhism also, right? The relationship between India and China has existed because of trade and because of the spread of Buddhism also, right? Getting it? Buddhism kind of acted as a powerful way for the exchange of knowledge, for the exchange of culture between India and China, right now. Buddhism, it arrived in China from India actually, right now. Buddhism, it when this religion is spread to China from India actually. Initially, where did Buddhism originated from? Huh?
Yeah.
Who is the founder of Buddhism religion? It is Gautam, right? It was Siddhartha Gautam. It was founded by Buddha, right? No, we call him simply as Buddha, right?
Yeah. Buddha.
Buddha. The actual name was Siddhartha Gautama, right? No,
Yeah.
actual name was Siddhartha Gautama. Okay, when he attained enlightenment, when he attained full knowledge, then he came to be known as Buddha, right? So basically, it originated from India actually, right? Now, Siddhartha Gautama, basically, he was born in India actually, right? Now,
Yeah.
so
Before
from
Saman.
uh, so Siddhartha Gautama was from India and he preached this religion, and later on Buddhism spread to other parts of the world, right? So it's the India that gave this religion to the world actually. Okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
so talking about the Chinese travelers particularly here. The Chinese travelers who came to India, they also used to maintain their textbook, and in their textbook they used to refer to India with the word of Yintu, Yintu, Yintu or Yindu, Yindu, Yindu.
Two
The
and in.
Yintu or Yindu, okay.
Yeah.
And these words also originated from the word Sindhu. You see the similarity in them? Sindhu, Yintu, and Sindhu. Getting it?
Yeah.
Okay, na? So it also has a origin from the word Sindhu actually. Then the Chinese, they respected India as the birthplace of the Buddha. Since Gautama was born in India, right? Na?
Yeah.
Since Siddhartha, we know that Siddhartha Gautama was born in India. So because of that, they respected India a lot, right? They respected India as, since it was the birthplace of Buddha, and many times the Chinese traveler used to refer to India by the word of Tianzu also, Tianzu, right? A da
Yeah.
Tianzu, and Tianzu is a word that basically means a heavenly master. It means heavenly master, like a master who has came from heaven. Getting it?
Yeah.
Right now, so it's an ancient Chinese name for India. Back in the day, India was known by Tianzu also. Who used to use this term? The Chinese, right? Okay, no, that basically means heavenly or heavenly master. Okay,
Yeah.
that is the thing. Uh, Also, we should know that where Buddha was born, right? We
Yeah.
should know about that also. So basically, Gautam Buddha, if I'm correct, I can recall that correctly. Gautam Buddha was born in Lumbini actually, right? Lumbini today isn't Nepal. Today Nepal
Oh,
is no longer part of India, but back in the day Nepal was actually part of India, right now.
yeah.
So historically we can say that Gautam Siddhartha Gautama was from India actually. Although today
Yeah.
Nepal is a different country, but
Yeah.
back in the day Nepal was part of India, right? So actually he was born in a royal family. He was born in a rich and a royal family, right? You would have
Yeah.
heard about his history, I guess, right? Okay. So answer some more questions to me before we end with the class. Also, in the next class now, we'll be learning some more things, like we'll be learning about the cultural significance of India's different names, right? And we'll be learning about the geographical boundary of India. We'll be learning about basically timeline of India's different name. Getting it now?
Yeah.
Like if you were to go to the earliest name of India, it was Sapt Sindhava, and the latest name was Hindustan, right? So we'll be learning about the timeline and all that. Okay, from today's class, if you happen to have any questions, tell me. Yes, yes, are you there?
Yeah.
So the word Yintu or Yindu was used by whom? Was it
Used
used
to
by
change.
the
Used.
Greeks, or was it used by the Persians, or was it used by the Chinese? Tell me.
Yeah. Chinese.
Chinese, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. Um, Tell me, Alexander had a fight with a local ruler of India, right? What was the
Yeah.
name of that local ruler? The army of the Alexander had a fight with a local ruler from India. What was the name?
Yeah.
It started with P actually.
Nanda died here.
Nanda was the name of the
Yeah.
dynasty, right?
Who
Porus.
refused.
Porus, right? He had a fight with Porus. Okay, no?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Tell me, which is the oldest and most sacred text of India, of the Hindu religion, particularly? Or simply tell
Oh,
me, which is the oldest Veda?
um,
Mhm.
Mahabharata.
No, no, that is not the thing. The oldest
Vishnu.
Veda is Rig Veda.
Rig Veda.
Rig Veda. The oldest Veda is actually Rig Veda. Understood that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, so that will be it for today's class. Okay, no?
Yeah.
Make sure you solve the question that will be given. So we'll be discussing that in the next class. Okay. All right then. Bye.